I'm Fitz, and this is my Smackdown weekly review. Okay, so this week's Smackdown started off with The Miz going to the ring, complaining basically about not facing John Cena in his last year. Talks about now that Cena's gone, he's the new locker room leader. Orton comes out. Miz then tries to backtrack and it's semi-funny. Obviously tries to start a partnership. Miz KO ends up getting RKO'd for his trouble. Then pretty much backstage, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, Asuka and Kairi Sane do a quick little hype interview type thing before their match. They're about to face Rio, Io, Alexa and Charlotte. Rio and Io make an entrance and then it takes a break whilst Orton and Cody are backstage. Orton wants the title. Aldis warns Cody that Drew's gonna be coming and reminds him that basically he will get stripped of the title if he lays a finger on Drew, and warns him that basically Drew's gonna be out to provoke him for that exact reason. Then it goes back to the entrances with 4 entrances missed. It's a bit of a weird format. Match 1 starts anyway. It's that 8-woman tag match. Starts with the stereotypical mass brawl. Heels take the advantage. Then the match actually starts. Pretty basic 8-man or 8-woman tag, whatever. At the end, everyone spams the finishes. The ring clears. Rio has the win. Tags in Rio has the win. Sorry. Tags in Io. And yeah, so Io wins. She pins Kairi. It goes straight into a backstage segment again where Aldis is talking about how he wants Jordan Grace to sign for Smackdown. Chelsea Green interrupts. Aldis essentially tells her that she's got to defend the title or get stripped of it. Next segment was Kit Wilson doing a bit of heel crowd work. Matt Cardona interrupts, formerly Zack Ryder. That's match 2. Wilson versus Cardona. Cardona wins in a pretty meh match. I wasn't really interested in it too tough, tell you the truth. Then it goes to a backstage interview with Damian Priest, who cuts a bit of a promo on Aleister Black. They've got an ambulance match at the end of the night, main event. Cuts to a Wyatt 6 vignette where he talks about family. Bo Dallas, shall I say, talks about family, suggesting targeting a Solo and the Bloodline. Sami Zayn then comes to the ring, explains that after sitting in the crowd for Cena's last match with his son asked him about how many titles has he held, and now basically he wants a WWE title. Then Trick interrupts, saying that he wants to be WWE champ, and Sammy basically challenges Trick. Then it goes back to backstage. Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov, they're having a little conversation, asking will the US title open challenge still continue. Carmelo says yeah. Looks forward to facing Dragunov again. Then Carmelo bumps into Miz backstage and thanks him for all of his help in leaving him alone. Couldn't have done it without him. Which, again, you could kind of see where that was going. You could see the swerve coming. Then Gargano makes an entrance. Goes back to backstage whilst the entrances are going on for some reason. Aldis is speaking to Rey Fenix. Trick interrupts. Next week there's going to be a match with Trick and Phoenix. Then it cuts back to the ring. Carmelo does his entrance. Cuts into match 3 now. Gargano and Carmelo for the US title. Which, totally honest, pretty good match. I was entertained by it. Carmelo retains. Back to backstage again. Tama Tonga and Shinsuke have a little back and forth in Japanese, I presume. Shinsuke leaves. Tama basically tells Solo that that's just some history. Solo basically then tells Tama Tonga that Aldis has set up a 4-on-4 against the Wyatt 6 for next week. For some reason, Smackdown loves to do these 4-on-4 tag team matches. Whatever, innit? Alistair Black and Zelina Vega are then backstage. Short little promo about the Priest match. Then it goes to a promo with an interview with Jade Cargill. She gets interrupted by Jordan Grace, who's basically saying she's just eyeing up her potential competition if she joins SmackDown. Jade says she's that bitch. Jordan says she's Jordan Grace, but Jade is one of them. Leaves it there. And then it goes to Cody and Sami Zayn backstage, both showing a bit of respect for each other, but they're basically discussing Sami's promo earlier. Cody's basically saying everyone's creeping out the woodworks now. Aldis pops up once again, saying that there's still no sign of Drew just yet. Cody goes to the ring. Drew interrupts on the Titantron when Cody's giving a pretty basic babyface promo. Drew then says that Cody's predictable and vanilla. Drew announces the 3 stages of Hell's match for next week. First match being singles, second Falls Count Anywhere, and the third match a steel cage match. Drew then destroys a picture of Cody and Dusty after saying that he's broke into Cody's tour bus or whatever. He implies that Dusty's in hell, does a bit of that Randy Orton, Eddie's down there kind of business. Like I say, I feel enough time has passed with Dusty, and Dusty was so ingrained in the business that, again, semi like the whole Eddie thought process of using him after his death and that, like, I don't think that the actual person that they're talking about would mind. I think, in fact, they really enjoy the fact that he's still impacting storylines to this day. So I did appreciate that. Cody does the stereotypical run backstage, tries to find Drew. Then it cuts to Drew in the ring with a bin, a trash can for the American viewers. And obviously the picture, you can kind of see where this is going. Cody comes back out, he's being held back by a million refs. And then Cody has to stand there being held back whilst Drew sets the picture of him and Dusty on fire and throws it in the trash. Drew then leans real close to Cody, gets right in his face, begging him to hit him. Cody just can't get free. And that's pretty much the end of that there. He gets dragged away. Goes to match 4, Chelsea Green and Julia for the US Women's Championship. It's a weird edit. They was outside the ring, and then next thing they were inside the ring, and it looked like a couple of minutes of footage had been missing. So I don't really know what happened there, whether there was a botch or just inappropriate language or something. But yeah, on the UK Netflix, there's a massive edit that I couldn't find what happened. But yeah, that finished with Julia winning the US Women's title. Pretty mediocre match. Then it goes back to a backstage interview. We've got Rhea and Io claiming that they want to be the tag team champions together. They get interrupted by Charlotte and Alexa, saying that basically they're next after Rhea and Io win the title. So yeah, kind of next few weeks worth of women tag team title feuds kind of lined up for you there. Then it goes to Gargano backstage. Axiom and Nathan Fraser basically approach him saying that they want the Lucha mask back. Gargano says that it's a present from his wife. Kind of basically hides behind his wife. Axiom says he's going to get Aldis to arrange a match where he'll take the mask back. To be fair, not really followed the last couple of weeks of Smackdown, so I'm not too sure about the whole backstory of the mask, but I am kind of, alright, let's see where it goes. Now for the main event, the first ever ambulance match on SmackDown, Priest versus Aleister Black. Notable, another awkward skip from the ring all the way to the ambulance. Seems like a fair chunk is missing, and the commentators actually did say whilst they were around the ring, how's Aleister gonna get Damien to the ambulance and so on and so forth, and then yep, it just skipped straight there. So guess we never find out how we got him there, but he got him there, so never mind, innit? Yeah, Alistair's in control. He gets Zelina to open the ambulance, Opens the ambulance, surprise, surprise, Rhea's there. Rhea chases Alina to the ring, gives it a riptide. Aleister Black's kind of like, well, what do I do now? We're going to have to crack on. Obviously, Priest ends up taking over, taking Aleister Black for the Razor's Edge on the ambulance windshield, and then takes him up to the roof and throws him off the roof with a choke push, not a choke slam, but a choke push, because he had no elevation. Aleister didn't jump, nothing, just fell straight off the ambulance, which, to be fair, is a bit of a height, but maybe just push him or just kick him, punch him off. Like, why pretend to do a choke slam and just push him off? Like I say, kind of spoiled a bit for me. But yeah, then he gets down. He goes to open the back of the ambulance. That doesn't open, so he opens a side door. Then he realizes that's not the visual we want. So then he opens the back door finally, throws Aleister in, closes one of the back doors, and then goes to the side door and closes that, and then comes back, does a quick Undertaker, and then slams the door, and he stands awkward waiting for the ambulance to leave for quite a while. So yeah, a bit of a weird ending. But like I say, it's SmackDown. They've always treated it as the B show for a long, long time now. So it's no real surprise that it's probably going to pale in comparison to whatever happens on Raw. But yeah, that was this week's SmackDown review. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'll catch you back for the next one.